abilities. For one thing, I need to upgrade the shield because I don't use it much. I should upgrade C's as well so I can have more. I can't afford it. I was going to do a respec and get rid of melee because it does nothing past a certain point. I can't upgrade any C's. Where do you get corrupted samples from? I guess the one thing I never have any of.
Thank you for meeting with us again, Dr. Hartman.
It's my pleasure, gentlemen. I hope the information I've provided thus far has been of some small use.
It's been invaluable, Doctor. Really, we have a much clearer event, thanks to your accounts.
Well, I do consider myself a keen observer of...
We did have one question, though. You mentioned in an earlier conversation that your patients displayed, and I'm paraphrasing here, unnatural abilities that you in fact encouraged in your lodge. It'd be very helpful if you could fill us in on the details there.
Of course. Like yourselves, I work to understand and even bend the rules of our earthly paradigm. My patient's well-being was paramount, of course, but I would hardly be a man of science if I did not reach out at the underlying truth. As I stated in my written proposal, I believe working alongside your organization could be greatly beneficial to both parties. Sharing notes, as they say.
Thank you, Doctor. That's all we need to hear. Remy?
Dr. Emil Hartman, you have been found in breach of codes 4, 8, and 74 of the Federal Bureau of Control Criminal Offense System.
What? You can't do this? I am a well-connected man. You're making a dire mistake, my friend.
Will be detained until further notice, and all personal property will be confiscated, including the Cauldron Lake Lodge.
That's preposterous. You can't just seize my property. I'm a United States citizen. I have rights. That lodge is my life's work. I'm offering you years of research.
Get him out of here.
You're making a mistake. You have to listen to me. You have to listen.
Explains how that went. Oh, back to the motel.
I've forgotten again. I had a plan. I know it. I've forgotten. He's coming. I've got to get out of here. Dive deep.
Whatever is going on with Wake, he clearly needs some help.
And the key's blocked off because there's no light. I think it was the key blocked off. I might have been just having to get rid of darkness. We had to turn the light on. Yep. That's what it was. Find us. Not open yet. Hey, look. Keys.
Going mad. Wake had to escape, right? His escape. Wake needed a hero. A hero needed a crisis. For the part in the story about the government agency, Wake needed something special, something to convey an alien force mimicking human intelligence.
Gonna say in before Alan Wake wrote in the Bureau of Control.
Another replica. Like the one they made for Ordinary. I wonder what happened here.
Nothing good.
Director Faden here. Send backup to my location.
Nice to see a director out in the field. Push up!
Ow. I guess I think you're losing too long. Knock the passwords out again. And we'll talk to Hartman.
Hartman won't be a problem anymore, Langston. But investigations need someone to run it. Interested?
I've seen what happens to sector heads, ma'am. No, thank you. Ma'am, I'm getting something on my terminal here, an AWE alert from Bright Falls, Washington. But it might be a glitch. The date's all wrong, a couple of years in the future. And we're in lockdown, there shouldn't be any incoming signals.
Maybe it was active before we went into lockdown? Are there agents on site?
Let me check. Agent Estevez is the field agent in charge of monitoring the site, so she should be there to let us know if the situation has been through any major changes recently.
everything is set in motion. If the alarm's true, then so is the reason for the alarm. The effect must follow the cause. It's happening again. A return. You have been warned.
I suppose that's one way you can go about teasing a sequel. They put the teaser for the sequel in their other game. Yeah, Alan Wake 2 going to announce and Alan Wake 2 got announced a while ago, and yeah. Anyway, Alice Wake interview, not Alan Wake. After reaching out to the Bureau, Alice Wake has brought into the Always House for an interview on Redacted 2017. See the Redacted for the full transcript. The interview conducted by agents revealed that Mrs. Wake had recurring nightly visitations from her missing ex-husband in her New York apartment address. Redacted. Mr. Wake appears to have nowhere and rushes at her down the corridor. According to her impression, he appears crazy and horrifying, clearly coming at her with violent intent. Miss Wake believes that he is haunting her and insisting he is not Alan, but a fucking monster in his body. Miss Wake has not been sleeping out of fear of these visitors. Her attempt to keep the lights on through the night resulting in the relevant hallway's light bulb breaking every night, possibly indicating involvement of Redacted. Further investigation required. We propose installing monitoring equipment in the apartment. Copies of supply requests from Form L-501-4 have been sent to Mr. Kirkland and administration for approval. Data specimen capture. An alert from Redacted Washington monitoring station indicated minor redacted activity occurring in the area. Agent Estes was dispatched to investigate. Inside the redacted lodge, he discovered the facility's former owner, Dr. Emil Hartman. He had been converted into a shaded individual, per definitions found in File 6-34-1923, and displayed violent behavior characteristics of its type. Agent Estes alerted the on-site research team to the specimen's presence, and with some difficulty, it was successfully contained in a black rock cell. The cell and its habitat were transported safely back to HQ, where the specimen remains detained in the redacted sector as part of the redacted AWE investigation. Once the investigation is closed, the research team have petitioned to relocate this specimen to their sector for study. Night Spring screenplay. Director, all the more reason the entire screen is filled with dangerous thread, then it fades away, and we see that two men are in another dimension. The air ripples around them as if it was 1983. Scene in Texas. And turn on a dimension night scientist. What have you done? You've doomed us. Doctor, control yourself, Doctor. Where's the beast of yours? Scientist, right there. A horrible, shapeless, shifty entity fills the horizon. It can't be described. That's how horrible it is. Director, what a thing of beauty you've been keeping from me. The scientist turned from what used to be his director, now transformed into a stranger, an alien I resembles director in form. He dropped his all-important flipboard as he stumbled towards the closing portal, but the horrible entity saw him rushing through it in a flow of insanity and chaos. The scientist becomes caught in it, and the entity devours him, screaming as it enters our world. The director lifts his pistol to his head, his hand stays sure in its finality. Director, side sword, camera fades black, gunshots heard. And so our hunger for control, our obsession for domination and power, the hubris at play in this child's puppet show with starring killing Lita fall to submit to those who really hold the strings and controls all in Night Springs. Oops, I missed documents. Case files. Bright Falls 1976 summary. An unconfirmed threshold manifestation occurred at Cauldron Lake, Washington. The citizens of Bright Falls had gathered in the town's southwestern fields for the annual festival known as Deer Fest. Eyewitnesses all claimed that the day had been sunny, confirmed by reviews of the area's weather reports. But then, with no warning, a thunderstorm appeared in the direction of the Anderson farm, and a tornado rose from Cauldron Lake. The torrential rain that followed caused a flash flood. It was as if the day had turned to night. Testimony from Redacted. Frank Baker, the sheriff of Bright Falls, formerly a Bureau agent, C employee, file redacted, managed to guide the crowd to safety as the festival grounds were destroyed by the flood. The festival was cancelled and even one day early. Lack of official Bureau presence on the scene makes this event difficult to report as a confirmed AWE, though the similarity to other known events by full area led to credence to account the accounts of some people. I don't even know what I was going. Why I stumbled that so much. The Bureau has gathered concrete evidence that a train derailment was in fact the work of the paracriminal group known as Redacted, which according to the Bureau's intel has shown a concerning interest in experimenting with the artificial manufacturing of altered materials. Knowing the group largely operates in the American Midwest, the Bureau worked alongside the FBI to ascertain their movements and rendezvous locations. This cooperation provided agents with information that led to their arrest in conjunction with the AWE case. Under suspicion of involvement, Redacted was brought in for questioning. An interrogation performed by Agent Redacted resulted in the suspect being kept in a holding cell for 2 days without food and breach of the paracriminal rights. Afterwards, the suspect confessed to his involvement in Redacted group and provided information on other members in exchange for his freedom. Arcade cabinets. Both items were purchased from a closing arcade in Redacted, Michigan as part of a program to improve employee well-being through recreation. The program was cancelled before any game machines were dispersed throughout the house, but not before these old items were discovered. Teams in the research sector have voiced considerable interest in the items due to the fact they only exhibit an altered effect when physically paired together, a codependent relationship previously unseen in altered items. See research specialist post paper titled The Power Sensitivity of Sequels for information. However, after proving the items altered status, the investigation staff insist on keeping them, claiming that they are important for the sector morale. To date, numerous petitions have been filed by which the sector personnel to move the items there for more intensive analysis. Train car procedures, containment procedures. Items altered effects can be avoided by simply not entering it. Proper signage and barriers should provide sufficient containment. The item is currently held in the Investigation Sector AWE West Hangar for ongoing investigation. The item's exterior is of a standard CZ-10 Vista Dome train car, the latest known altered item on record. The largest known altered item on record. Its interior seems to be an adjacent reality related to the trauma or memory belonging to a Redacted and not the physical item's own history. Causation forces link is still to be determined. Possibilities include the outside interference possibly responsible for the item's altered state or trauma imprinting via shared memory states. Background: the item was discovered when the Bureau responded to a suspected crime scene in Bloomington, Louisiana? No, Illinois. Why am I thinking... What was I getting Louisiana from? It's Illinois. I don't know where I got that from. I am an idiot. It's just me not knowing what U.S. states for the most part. The Illinois. The item was identified as an altered item and transported to the Bureau for examination and testing. We got a postcard from Marty. Hotel complaint. Hey Stu, did you hear about Fisher? Got himself in trouble in the motel. Why the hell does anyone volunteer to stake out that place? Gives me the creeps. But hey, at least he came back, if you can call it that. I saw some of the footage they pulled out of there with him. Tom down in evidence processing showed me. Crazy stuff. Fisher had the cameras pointed at himself half the time. I'm guessing he went nuts on day one. He did catch something though. Got one of those fiber optic cameras under the roof of the door. Under the door of the room he was hiding and recorded something out in the hall. Looked like a shadow, maybe human. Tom tried to get the quality up, but it's still blurry as fuck. Just reaffirms my decision. Stay the fuck out of the motel. Anyway, up for some shrum later. Lisa got up to an hour and 30 minutes yesterday. New record to beat. See ya, Dave. Back.
This must be where they studied Hartman. Kinda looks like Dylan's cell. I wonder if they treated him as badly.
Hey, we can get up here. Up for fuck's sake. Yeah, let's just run. I don't think there's much up there. I can get too much about. What I do want to do is, for one, reset. We want all that. We want that, we want that. I'm trying to remember what we had. And then because most of the extras I don't really need. Honestly, actually, that recovery would have been nice, but it's too late now. Extra constructs. I still don't have enough for that. Mission. We're doing this because I need to see if I can get the stuff I need to upgrade spin. I would like to use spin if possible, since I figure out which was on. I wonder how many quests I actually missed, because there's definitely some I would have missed. Alright. I need the stuff so I can upgrade spin, because I'd like to be able to use that one. I haven't been able to use it because it's not upgraded at all. Right, I forgot I had that. Couple more. There we go. There we go.
An astral spike end up in the archives. Poor records are gonna get torn to shreds. Sir. Hello, man. Heard about your little tussle over in nostalgia. So, good house, right? I mean, our normal.
Can I get a situation report for the sector?
Whew, okay, we still have to perform a proper inventory of the cells. Lord knows how many altered items snuck out during all this. Staffing. We definitely lost some people. Gonna have to hit those college career fairs, am I right? Huh.
Hard to imagine the FBC at job fairs.
The Hiss are still tearing up the place faster than we can fix it, but the containment sector is stable. Ish.
Considering the alternative, I'm happy with stable-ish. Any thoughts on me serving as director? I know it was a sudden change.
Oh, no complaints so far. Trench was all secrets, lots of meetings behind closed doors. You seem much more approachable. But if I can give you some advice, ma'am, keep a grip on who you are. I've been here a long time, and I don't know if it's the job or this place, but people change here, and not for the better.
I'll try to keep my head on straight. Will you stay on after things calm down, Langston?
Are you asking if I'm quitting? Oh, no, ma'am. I'm not having some mid-level agent make a mess of my panopticon. Plus, I'm racking up serious overtime hours with this lockdown. Just don't take too long clearing out the Hiss. My cat gets separation anxiety.
I'll do what I can.
He must have gotten a pet sitter.
I'll see you later, Langston.
I'll be here, like always.
All this paranatural power contained in one place is a risk. Makes me wonder what other dangers lie below.
Ow. How many others do we... Oh, we only got one for that. And two more. Annoying. I missed one along the bridge. Okay, let's see if there's any in here. I have to cut out all just because it's just gonna be me running around. Oh. Nope, nothing in. Damn it. Come on, just give me what I want already, please. Saves me a hell of a lot of time if you game would just give me the items I want. We also need swords so we can upgrade Spin to its final form, but its final thing, but yeah. Are we on containment? Yeah, it's got order in AW, see if anything spawns. Nice to think we only need one. Check off. Oh, of course you give me a ton off that I don't bleed anymore. I think that's all we need, then the last one I can't do anything about, but okay, so we got everything I want. Let's go start the foundation, actually. I'm sure there's gonna be another gun with that, right? I just realized we never went there. Transit corridor. I think we'll have a look to see if we can get that open. Head over. Start foundation. Actually, I just noticed that door, we never went in there. I'm curious what's in there. Oh, can't turn the bridge from here. Okay. We're going to hotline. Essential executive. But the amount of side quests that is possible to miss in this game.
Any luck finding the armory?
None. Looks like you got shifted. Rangers checking.
Where are the files on parasitic entities I asked for?
I found him.
Jesse, good to see you. We've got Dylan situated in his containment cell like you asked. I've got medical staff running tests as we speak, and I'd be happy to walk you through the details later. Other than that, what's next? With the slide projector turned off, the hiss are shut out, but we're stuck with the ones already here. We can't lift the lockdown until they're all eradicated. If any hiss ever got out, that would be the end of everything. Well, eliminating them all will take time. Look, I'll do what I can on my end, but my research is progressing slower than I'd like. I think I can help with that. I am making you the head of research, effective immediately. I want you to use everything the Bureau has, every resource, every confidential scrap of data, and find a way to keep the hiss out for good. That's... really? I mean, yes, I can certainly... Yes! Yes, I accept. You'll do great. Besides, I didn't really have anyone else lined up. I'm honored, Jesse, really. Thank you. Do you remember Mr. Tomasi, the head of communications? The hiss he was changed into showed up in containment, near the turntable. I'll take care of it.
That thing's not getting away this time.
I've heard reports about his particular use of language and intonation when repeating the hiss babbling. The biological and behavioral distinctions between different hiss-corrupted individuals is truly fascinating. I wonder if I could categorize the data.
And she's already off on her own thing.
Oh, does everyone happen? Oh my god.
How do you feel about me taking over as director? You act like it just happened. You've been director since we first met, remember? I'm still thrilled. Nothing's changed. Not for me. But the Bureau has changed. Trench and Darling are gone. Their knowledge, anything not written down, disappeared with them. They knew the Bureau better than anyone. They're the Bureau's past, Emily. We won't operate like they did. We'll learn from their mistakes. We'll be better than they ever were.
We won't ever be like them.
When the hiss got into my head, I saw some weird things. I think Darling even spoke to me. Does that make any sense to you? Empirically, no, but phantom voices as well as hallucinatory states are not uncommon here. And considering the forces that Dr. Darling was working with, he could have been transferred to a different plane of consciousness, physically or otherwise. And that doesn't upset you? Oh, very. And the fact that he hid those forces from me, it's infuriating. But Darling's dream was always to look beyond our reality. This time he may have taken a step too far, but as long as his consciousness can perceive his surroundings, I'm sure he's loving it. Maybe Darling was just trying to protect you from the darker side of his work. Fuck that. I'm not a child. Like, don't just assume I'm gonna consider something morally repugnant.
Which it all was.
Which it all was, of course. How is Dylan? The same. I can't detect any his activity, but his physiology has certainly been altered by it. And I can't tell if his brain activity is genuine or simply the aftermath of the hiss, like spasms. Dylan could wake up tomorrow for all I know. I really can't say.
Then I just have to wait for him. That's fair. He waited a long time for me.
Don't worry. We'll be monitoring him round the clock. If he wakes up, we'll be ready. I don't mean that in a hostile way, just... well, you know.
I hear you. My brother isn't exactly popular around here. I hope one day he'll have the chance to change that. So, there was a moment after Hedron died that I couldn't feel my powers. The hiss got into my head. Just for a moment.
So that explains the HRA outage. Before we knew what was happening, the hiss had us. They were in my head. I saw terrible things. I mean, I was about to go under forever when the hiss was pushed back. The HRAs had come back on. Dylan vanished afterwards, and we fought off the hiss that came after him. So if Hedron's death knocked out the HRAs, that means there must be a new local source for them to relay, which I'm guessing must be...
me.
You. Hedron is dead, assuming that word even applies to a resonant-based life form. But whatever it awakened in you, the power you call Polaris, is still active. Or at least, that's what my instruments are telling me.
I don't think we're ever gonna understand all of this. And I'm okay with that. I'm just glad you're here with me. That's good to know. Thanks, Emily. I found Dylan attacking the astral plane and the board. What was he hoping to accomplish?
Huh. Since they arrived, Hiss have been corrupting objects of power, which have an inherent link to the astral plane. Maybe their goal was to access the astral plane and the board itself.
That still doesn't tell us why.
His motives are a difficult thing to work out, but I have been digging through confidential files and noticed a strange gap in knowledge regarding the board. Looks like any data on them has either been deleted or was never gathered in the first place.
Then maybe it's time someone looked into that.
Maybe it is.
Well, I've got a bureau to run. See you soon.
Yes, ma'am, Director Faden.
On my rush to move on
Please,
to
Emily.
DLC, I just
There's no way this happened by accident. I'm telling you. The board
people.
arranged this to whittle down our numbers, to prepare.
Can't you just process the staff files quietly? You don't want to hear this.
Tomas.
Don't want to hear how we're just shielding.
I was even one investigation. Where's loading bay again? Who says hopefully we can get that last one we need. I don't know what it means by alert, so I'm assuming it's these ones. Repairs the question, how the hell did I get some 8 of them already? Because I didn't go on my way to do it. Not being able to. Slightly annoying. I guess we just try and look, see if we can find it. The best. Where is it? It's a corridor. What we can do is this now. We were gonna get into the Foundation DLC, but after all that, I think I won't be getting into that today. I'll be saved for tomorrow. I was hoping to try and get both. We'll start the second one today. So I'm gonna do the challenge as well. Hey, door's open.
There you are.
Ow. Sorry. Let's go again, shall we?
There you are. I guess the Bureau should start looking for a new complications.
Okay. That was a lot harder than what it should have been. Giant rock. Alright. What files do we have actually? Nothing there. Sterling summary. A paranormal object appeared in the field outside the town of Sterling, Colorado, near a billboard advertising redacted. No civilians were injured, though family dog has been reported as missing since the event. Local authorities arrived on the scene and began investigating or issuing orders over a monitored line of communication using several watchwords flagged by the Bureau, including redacted. Bureau agents from the regional office were dispatched and arrived 2 hours after local police. The situation was contained and analysis began. Bureau research staff arrived the next day and examined the object. After redacted days of evaluation, the object was lifted into an enclosed truck with built-in BlackRock panels and relocated to Bureau headquarters via the subway transit system leading to the oldest house. Sterling supplement. Local witnesses report a bright flash in the field at approximately redacted, no noise accompanied the light. Authorities had assumed the object fell from the sky, but our examination found the object actually manifested there, vaporizing the soil around it in intense vehicle redacted, which possibly explains the light seen from the town. The object was a hollow sphere made of a stone-like material. Structural analysis of the material is not redacted on record. The sphere has a broken portion, as if something redacted from the object. The object has been inactive since arriving at the Bureau. The communication department officially said to the press that the object was a small meteor, while also using the American Overnight Program redacted. Notes to say W will be studied in the containment sector until the vehicle object is deemed safe to be transferred to the investigation sector. Balloon supplement. The item was used in the children's ward of a local hospital. In redacted, witnesses do not recall where the balloon came from. Therapy dogs, part of the program called redacted, meant to comfort the sick children, were noticeably attracted to the item, then reportedly jumped at the item, licking it when they could. The children claimed the dogs began walking through the halls of the hospital at night, howling in a low pitch. One child described the sound as singing. A few days later, the dogs were discovered all dead, a dark substance leaking from the redacted. The hospital staff called local authorities, who called the CDC. Bureau agents intercepted this call and arrived at the scene within redacted hours. The item was taken for evaluation along with the remains of the dogs. Why is it always gonna be the dogs? Why are we gonna have cases of dead dogs? Construct. So spin can be upgraded, that can be upgraded. Let's just upgrade it. Yeah, I'll upgrade spin to its max. What's time? I'm messing around with things trying to... I'm like 2 different trains of sword, so I was messing around with stuff. Yeah. We go here, then that's that. Oh god. Why do I keep yawning so much? Anyway, but yeah.
Parasitic entities I asked for.
I found a couple of relevant files in Dr. Darling's office.
I took care of the Tomasi problem. Sorry, I forget he was a coworker.
Don't apologize. That wasn't the real Tomasi. He died when the hiss got him.
You're right. I just didn't want to be insensitive.
Sentimentality is a weakness in situations like these, Jesse. That's Bureau 101.
I don't think Emily's in danger of being called sentimental. Well, I've got a bureau to run. See you soon.
Yes, ma'am, Director Faden. Who moved my waveform?
Please, Emily. Not even as a joke.
We gotta be methodical. Clean out every last... I heard you closed the Hiss portal, or whatever it is we're calling it. And if we could just flush out the stragglers.
Just gonna kind of go around talking to people for a little bit.
So, what's next for Simon Arish?
Well, first off, I'm banning all slide projectors. That's it. Seriously, though, we need to review our protocols. Research should not be making decisions that endanger the entire Bureau, fuck it, the entire fucking world, without some serious oversight.
I think Pope would agree. Certain people in the Bureau have been working in the shadows for too long.
And I'd like to make these HRAs part of the mandatory Bureau uniform. They're not stylish, but better safe than sorry.
I don't think anyone will complain. Not after this. What are your thoughts on me serving as director?
Well, I couldn't be more excited. I mean, look, don't get me wrong, Trench was fine, but... Well, you pulled us back from the brink, so... Well, I'm honored to serve, ma'am. fuck, shit. Faden. Sorry.
He'll get it one day. So, what's the situation in my bureau, Arish?
The situation is we are still up to our eyes in Hiss. Not to mention the months of repairs it's gonna take just to get this place up and running again.
But is it doable?
Of course it is. You just might need to tell some rangers to grab a wrench once they're done hunting Hiss.
Did anyone ever mention to you that Darling was using the slide projector?
Well, Salvador never did, but I doubt he even knew. Look, I'm well aware that it's our job to study and contain the things that we don't understand, but some of the things that Darling did were way outside of our mission statement. Look, these things are not toys, and acting like they are is only ever gonna end one way. At least Pope seems to understand that.
Well, it's secure now. No one can reach it without my say-so.
But thank Christ for that.
Marshall's been missing for a while now. Any ideas where she could be?
The last time I saw her was in maintenance when I was leading the Rangers out of the Atlas. Yeah, I told her it wasn't safe, but she said she had to go check on something.
Did you ask where she was going?
Whew. Marshall is not the kind of person you question. Kind of intimidating, you know? But, she was by herself, if that helps at all.
Not really, but thanks. Hopefully she turns up. I'll see you later.
You know where I'll be.